I'm doing my reaction as quick as I could. I've been on retreat since Thursday at my school, trying to do this retreat for the freshmen, and uh, I'm back, guys, to do a review on the new Clone Wars episode, the Lawless. Oh my goodness! All right, this episode crazy on all accounts. Oh man, I gotta try going order of events. This episode was absolutely crazy. First off, we start off basically with Centine getting saved by, I believe it was her brother or cousin. I can't remember. To me, that detail isn't really important right now. That has no brother, cousin, whatever. They come and save her, rescue, but they need to get outside the city so they can relay a message to so they can get a message to the Jedi Council. Basically, as they're getting chased out, Bo-Katan is helping them escape with the other Death Watch that, broke off from Wall's section of Death Watch, and they're leaving and trying to escape right now. And they eventually get out of there. Most of the people get shot down, and I believe her cousin or brother or whoever it was, he ends up getting killed, but she's getting a message basically to the Jedi Council, asking for everyone to help. Mundi and Yoda are in the council, like not the actual Jedi Council room, but like the meeting hall, like in Episode 3 where Anakin came late to Obi-Wan's meeting about the Outer Rim sieges and stuff like that, where they saw, who was it that was, where Obi-Wan first found out the Darth Maul was back alive, that room. Goes in there, basically Mundi and Yoda are telling him, that, what is his opinion on this? He's saying that, well, Death Watch and Satine go way back. They've had problems. And basically it all ends up to Yoda and them saying, well, we can't go help because they're sorry, my voice is kind of dead too. It's going to be dead in the Bear review too. I'm about to do that and I'll upload it after this. But basically he's saying that, there's really not much that they can do because they're, they're basically a free roll. They didn't choose the Separatists or the Republic side. They, remain neutral. So everyone's like, well, I gotta go help and do something. Cuts back to Maul and then we're talking about how he escaped. And Maul said, that's perfect. That's basically sums up that scene. Next scene, probably the best part about the episode to me, the Twilight. Anakin, what did you do to the Twilight? I mean, he gave us some upgrades, but I mean, was the ship really that run down that you just stopped taking care of it? Because that ship is like dead. The grease is dripping down from the hydraulics that release the landing platform or the ramp that goes onto the platform. The ship is catching on fire inside, won't start up right. I mean, you want to talk about the Millennium Falcon? That is what the Millennium Falcon would be like in 200 years after A New Hope and Return of the Jedi and all that. That's how bad that ship seemed to be in. Anyway, he gets there. He's wearing the outfit of the bounty hunter Hardo Kadeen, or whatever his name was back from season 4. That he had, posed as for those bounty hunter episodes. He's wearing that outfit. He ends up one of the Mandalorians that are on Maul's sides there, and he comes up inside because Obi-Wan forgot his landing permit or whatever. Beats him up, takes the costume. Bo-Katan sees that, but lets him go in. He basically first rescues Satine. He gets out there. They get on the Twilight. I mean, they're getting attacked and everything. They get to leave. Maul and Savage come along with him, and they're about to escape. I'm like, yo, they're going to escape? Are we about to go someplace else? No. Two of the members of Maul's group of Death Watch shoot their rocket launcher up towards the Twilight, right at where the wing section of the Twilight is. Right, at the foil, like the X foils, like on the X-wing. At that foil right there. Blows it up. The ship basically explodes after Obi-Wan and Satine get off, and they basically just got tossed out off the landing ramp. They got tossed out onto the ground. Obi-Wan's basically all but knocked out. He uses the Force to get this piece of hunk from the Twilight off of Satine, and they get there, and the Maul comes up, and every time Maul talks, it's really epic. It's to me, just beyond epic. Maul's talking about what's going on. Maul says oh, we meet again, Kenobi, and stuff, and because your friend, and then basically cuts to Satine's what was her main room, her main chamber room. And Maul starts choking her, and then Maul says, I've thought of ways to take revenge for you. And he said the Jedi are weak because they have these feelings, and no, because they get rid of their emotions and different things like that. And then it was crazy because like you could predict some stuff Maul was gonna say, especially like when he got to say, and you don't release your anger, and Obi-Wan was getting mad because he's force choking Satine, and he said, "I found out the best way to get revenge on you is to let you see someone you care about die." And I thought it was so bad how, well, not bad in like a sense that it was bad, but it's like so painful the fact that he ends up taking the Darksaber. He's force choking Satine this whole time, so she's suffering before this death. She's basically could have died right there, and she's telling Obi-Wan, not to, that don't listen to him and all this other stuff. And Obi-Wan's saying, you could never break me. You could kill me, but you could never break me. I would have to be weak like that. And he's basically, Obi-Wan's insulting the Sith the whole time he's talking to him. And so basically, Maul force choke brings Satine up, stabs her. Same way that he stabbed Qui-Gon. I mean, he holds it there too, and then drops her to the floor. She dies on Obi-Wan's arms, saying that she always loved him. The one main thing I will say about this episode that I didn't like was the fact there wasn't much emotion from Obi-Wan, which is true to his character, but I feel like there has to be some emotion to it. Some emotion from Obi-Wan, just anything. And I thought it was nice that Anakin too, like Obi-Wan take the Twilight to try to go rescue her. So then it cuts back to Coruscant, and we're in Palpatine's room, and what's his name? The blue guy with the horns, not his prime minister, but his assistant. I can't remember what his name is. He, Palpatine tells him to go prepare his shuttle. So then it cuts back to Mandalore, and basically, Bo-Katan breaks Obi-Wan out. Obi-Wan basically has to learn quick how to use a Mandalorian jetpack. Break out, they start fly off. Palpatine, or Darth Sidious more correctly, comes to Mandalore. He's coming there force choking guys. Obi-Wan, Mandalore's in all-out war right now. Literally, they leave that one main area, and there's like nothing going on. I'm like, well, I thought there was this big war going on. Are we going to need another episode? Literally, the chamber, like the other area, or maybe this is the landing platform, opens up. It's all-out chaos. People are getting shot at. The two clans of like Death Watch, the ones that are with Maul, the ones that aren't with Maul, are attacking. It's going crazy out there, and I'm not gonna go in order of how this went. I'm gonna end this scene right here. Basically, it cuts. Obi-Wan basically escapes, and he adds Bo-Katan. And I realized this when she had said, Obi-Wan, we need to contact my sister. And I was wondering where she was, because I'm like, where is Bo-Katan? Basically, yeah, basically I was able to tell right when Satine said sister, it had to be Bo-Katan. And so, yeah, Obi-Wan's like, Satine was your sister, wasn't she? Like, I'm so sorry. That was like the most emotion you got out of Obi-Wan, besides the painful look on his face and just the feeling of defeat. So he escapes and goes back to Coruscant, basically. And Bo-Katan tells her, I don't care. Mandalore has always survived. Go ahead and bring the Republic here. They'll have a full-out invasion. It's fine. Go ahead and bring them here. Mandalore has always survived no matter what we've been through. But then, basically, in between some of these scenes, Palpatine shows up. He had force choked both of the guards on the landing platform. Comes in, and Maul's standing there on the floor and is like, a presence I've not felt since Master. Just straight up, he's like about scared. Maul's scared. Comes in, both of the guards there force choked. They're dead too. Comes in, Maul's acting all like, oh yeah, I'm your apprentice and stuff, and I did all this for you. And then Sidious, says to him, how unfortunate that you are lying to me, or yet you're trying to deceive me. And then he force pushes both Maul and Savage up against the glass and started cracking. He's just holding them there, and had the Palpatine laugh that the Sidious laugh that was going on during episode 3, just laughing, holding them there. They release down. Maul gets a lightsaber almost like in the stance Obi-Wan does, and Savage brings up his double lightsabers, and it's on. The only element that didn't make this one as epic. No, this was way more. This is more epic, but more not necessarily brutal, in a sense of physicalness, because there wasn't as much physical. Palpatine's an old man. Sidious is an old man, or basically an old man. It was more serious damage done. Like at first, well, not more serious damage, but the fight last week, there was more physicalness to it. More bam, punch you here, bam, punch you here. Take a lightsaber. That was more like a physical fight. This was really strong and physical, yet not in that same way. So lightsabers are going everywhere. Just it's a crazy fight. Carries out to the platform. Maul thinks he gets the better of Sidious and ends up, I think it was kicking him or pushing him back with the Force, and as Sidious flips back, he's in the air, kind of holds himself with the Force, grabs both Savage and Maul and pulls them with him. He pulls them with him straight back as they fall, and Sidious lands perfectly fine. Savage looked like he landed a little stumbling, and Maul landed fine too. They're back to lightsaber duel, and they're dueling, and Sidious is using 2 sabers, by the way, and he's holding them off perfectly. I mean, he's dodging, he's flipping, I mean, he's holding them off perfectly. It is just, it's crazy. And then he basically does one move where I think he used the Force and pushed Maul back up against the building and made Maul hit his head and kind of not pass out for a bit. So now it's 1-on-1, him versus Savage, and just he's doing Savage, and Maul kind of wakes up and he sees it, and he's still kind of dizzy and out of it, and Palpatine's attacking, strike, and then I think it was he stabbed him with both lightsabers, stabbed Savage with both lightsabers, and Savage the green the magic that Mother Talzin have used on him back in season 3, and what was it at the end of season 4, getting him recovered and stuff. I know it was in the season 3 when she kind of recovered him, is oozing out of him, and then Palpatine just force pushes him off the platform there, sends him down to the one below. Maul goes down, and Maul's brother, goes down there to check, see what, see him when he's dying, and then he says, brother, I was never. He said, I was a weak apprentice. He said, I was never strong. I was never like you. Which actually goes back to when Obi-Wan and Maul were talking. Obi-Wan's like, Maul, I've been to your village. I know that you didn't choose this path. This was forced upon you. Then Maul's like, you don't know anything about me. Maul's like, you don't know anything about me and my moves and how I act or what I chose and what I didn't choose. And then it kind of brings it back to that when Savage is because Savage, all the magic is gone. He's back to that little small, sort of scrawny guy he was in season 3 when Asajj Ventress first saw him. A lot of Savage, Asajj, all these names are about to get me slightly confused, but it goes back to that, and there's just almost a tiny bit of sense because Maul's looking at him, and he's just wow. It's he's I'm thinking as Maul saying, was I like that? Was I not like that? He's and basically Savage is there and he dies. And then you see Palpatine. If this is Maul looking down at Savage, and you see the anger in Maul's face, and behind him is Palpatine, or Sidious, whichever name you want to call him by, saying, "You forgot the main rule of the Sith. Only 2 there are: a master and an apprentice." And he said, and sadly, you are no longer my apprentice. You have been replaced. He jumps down. Maul uses Savage's lightsaber, and the duel's back on. The 2 of them fighting. At first, they just get to clash right here, where they're both clashing lightsabers. And Sidious is on the defense, but then Sidious just turns the lightsabers around and it's pushing towards him, forces down on him, and just giving him a beating. And then Maul's basically on the ground begging, please, please don't kill me. Please have mercy on me. And he's like, sorry, there is no mercy. And then Palpatine just starts force lightning him, just shocking him to death. And then the last words of the episode, the way the episode is Palpatine saying, but oh no, I will not kill you. I have a purpose for you, or I have usefulness. You will be useful for something. Or he says, I think he said, I have a purpose for you. And he kind of did that laugh and still, hitting him with the Force lightning, and then it just pans out. Episode's over. All I gotta say is that was a crazy lightsaber duel. 2 people died this episode, not to mention on the Countess, that Mandalorian kid over there, that Mandalorian guy over there, that Mandalorian there, over there, boom, they're all... It's just a crazy episode. What is Maul going to be around for? I don't know. So everyone's saying, oh, Darth Maul can't be alive, Darth Maul can't have a brother. Well, his brother's dead now. Obi-Wan can't have a love interest. Satine's dead now. Alright. What's left? Not much. Ahsoka, which I think it was does her arc start next week, or be to Kid Moria? I'm not sure. Nemoria. I'm not sure we're doing that arc next or not. But the Ahsoka arc, I think, is like 5 episodes. And that's going to cap off the end of the season. And then there's some scene that they filmed at the very end of that 5-episode arc that they took all the rest of the cast out except for Matt Lantern and Ashley Eckstein. So it's just crazy, guys. This is what 15 minutes for this review. I just want to recap this whole episode because it was just so crazy, just such a crazy episode. Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the Lawless. I mean, I was so happy someone had this thing on YouTube in high def. I didn't want to wait till tomorrow to watch this. Oh, also, StarWars.com did a Google Hangout. Hey, well, Star Wars' YouTube channel did a Google Hangout with Dave Filoni and the cast talking about this episode. They were going to talk about that. Ask in the comments something about Battlefront 3 and Republic Commando 2. That's an hour long, so I'm about to go watch that. I might have some thoughts on that. I'm gonna watch that while I'm getting this uploaded. And then over there in the corner, the Rose 3, Bears. That review will be out by at least tomorrow, at the latest tomorrow night, guys. I'm sorry I've had a full weekend. Hope you all enjoyed this review of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, The Lawless. And until next time, guys, may the Force be with you. Peace.